Apple is back on X, TikTok is back in the App Store, and managing subscriptions. This is MacVoices. MacVoices is supported by Take Control Books, one of the very best sources of clear, concise information on not only Apple's various operating systems, but also key Apple and third-party utilities and more. Visit TakeControlBooks.com and start your library today. So the next one is going to generate, this should be exciting. This will be fun. Apple has gone back to well, don't take it. Apple has gone back to advertising on X.
I won't be seeing any of those advertisements.
So don't ask Marty.
Okay, so sorry, I'm having a fighting with the cutting and pasting here a bit. There we go. Now it's in both chats. Listen, this I was taking this from a little bit different angle, as opposed to the X angle. I was looking at it from the broader social media perspective and wondering if this, because again, so many things seem to still be on X, seem to only be on X. And I know that they're moving to some news outlets and all are moving away, but I'm just wondering if X is just there to stay. It's just too well entrenched, regardless of what your political feelings are about the way it leans or about its owner, that it's just a method of communication that cannot be ignored. And maybe I'm being naive, but I know I still get a significant amount of interaction on X.
Yeah.
So what does that say? I'm just about to finish up as we record this. I'm about to finish up the CES interviews, and almost to a company, if they have a social media presence, it's either LinkedIn or X, and everything else falls, depending on the maturity of the company or how aggressively they market in the social media world. But everybody seems to have a position on LinkedIn, and everybody has a position on X, or they have zero, one of the two. And that still, to me, speaks volumes. Webb, I know you and I have talked about this before. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Am I just completely off base with my thinking?
My thinking on X, which is contrary to, I know a lot of my friends that are on here right now, is that I still think X is, I'm going to say, one of the dominant social media players of its kind. I still think it has a tremendous audience, especially among journalism. I don't see very many bugs on my local TV channels when the reporters go on there for a Mastodon or Blue Sky tag. It's always X, formerly Twitter. So it. I bought the guy's car. Well, I leased it. I didn't buy it, but I don't have the big X that I put on that owner or that platform. I think he's doing some really strange things. We don't want to get into this realm, but on the whole thing that he's doing with the government has me pretty concerned. Yeah, long live the Queen. X is going to be around. As much discourse is going to put on it, I don't think it's going anywhere.
Agreed. Let's see. Marty.
Too big of a market to ignore. I mean, it's just, it might not be good politics from my point of view, but from Apple's point of view, there's a big market there. So it makes sense that they're returning advertising or at least a presence on X. I won't see it because I'm not spending time on the platform, but there are lots of people who spend time on that platform that will see it. Similarly, there are things that I watch, streams and programs that I watch where I'll catch advertisement, and programs that I won't watch or don't watch where I'll miss that advertisement. So they're just trying to spread themselves, I think, through the market as it should be. I, I, there's part of me that regrets that they have to do that. And there's another part of me that says, okay, I get it. They have to do that.
Jeff.
Okay. So we've been talking about how Twitter is like this big player. When you look at their competition, Twitter is not, in fact, X is not, in fact, a big player. They're a small player because Facebook is the big player. That said, if you are a company and you want to advertise on social media, what are the platforms that you can advertise on? Regardless of what your philosophies are about what content may or may not be on any platform. And your answers today, really, it's Facebook, Instagram, and X, and LinkedIn. So, what's the right platform for the type of content that Apple is advertising? Well, it depends on what it is. I mean, some of it, like if they're going for business markets, sure, okay, advertise on LinkedIn. But for everything else, it's really X and Facebook. Those are their options. And Instagram. So that's where they will advertise. And that has nothing to do with politics. It is also a reminder that companies are not your friend. Companies are businesses that are in the business of making money. And so they will do that using the tools that are available to them to get in front of your face. And so right now, X is one of those platforms. Regardless of whether or not you think Apple should be there, that's one of the places they will end up being. I think that they did make a statement when they pulled away, and I think at the time it was an appropriate thing for them to do, because the types of other content that was showing up along with their ads was not in Apple's best interest, and without going into politics at all, I feel that the climate has changed in a way where, for Apple, it makes business sense to be on all the platforms again. And just to be clear, I'm not saying that as a political statement in any way. I'm talking strictly about business spreadsheet decisions.
Eric?
Yeah, it just occurs to me that, all of the discussions of is X going to expand and be a financial app or do something with, handling money and purchases. Apple tends to look ahead at other possibilities. That might also be a reason to sort of reconnect and keep some options open and keep their name out in front of everybody, because if it starts to become a place where you can do purchasing, that's sort of like an extra reason to advertise.
Good point. Because that seems to be a stated objective of Musk's, that he would like to see X morph into something akin to what some of the other countries outside the U.S. have, this one app solution for everything from social media to payments. I'm starting to wind down here, guys. Just a couple things I think that are probably worth noting for folks, that TikTok and all the related apps. I can't say it. All the related apps are back on the App Store and Google Play Store. Apparently, there was a note given by the Trump administration and that there would be no prosecution in spite of the fact that these are still technically illegal. And that was it. They're back in. So if you were wanting any of these apps, go for it. I don't have a link for it. I read just this evening at dinner, though, that there was, well, I guess this is related, but it's not. But DeepSeek was sending information to Chinese servers unencrypted. And now it's been removed from the App Store in South Korea for that reason. So
Yeah.
take it for what it's worth. Any thoughts on that before we move on?
My daughter now wants me to go on TikTok, and she wants me to do a cooking show. And I told her I do not want all of my cooking secrets in the hands of the communist Chinese.
Go.
Yeah, but how are you going to go viral with Chef Reactions comments on your videos if you're not on TikTok?
Yeah, I know.
I know. And there's a subset of people that are like, oh, Chef's Reactions, I love that. And everyone else is like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Get with it, people.
Yeah, I'm in the second subset because I don't do TikTok.
But Marty, your recipes could be the key to world peace.
Oh yeah, no,
It's true.
no.
You can save the
Okay,
world, Marty.
I'll have to cook for you guys sometime.
What, to prove that it's not the solution?
That it's not
to
the
world peace?
it's not the it's not the solution to world peace.
That's a meal I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, Chuck, you keep saying world peace. Marty's been talking about world peas.
Yeah,
Swirled peas.
World
the
peas.
kind of stuff you feed babies.
Oh man.
Oh, no.
Face palm from Eric again.
Oh,
Yeah.
ooh, success.
Looks the same going as it does coming out.
Oh,
Oh.
Double face palm for Marty.
And Eric, you do a podcast with this guy. It's,
Oh.
Yeah, but he has such a low bar on face palms, though. I mean, you can get him pretty easy.
Are you sure it's low bars or is it just we're that bad? Eric, I have really missed your face palms a lot.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to see you today.
Marty, it just so happens I happen to be sitting here with the recipe right here for smoked tomahawk steaks. So
Okay.
we'll
Yeah, we had a long discussion today about TikTok and me doing something, and I'm like, I got too much to do. So
will you dance too?
I
No.
hope so.
I want to see that.
Hey, as long as we've derailed Chuck's show, I don't think it's any secret that I actually can't eat beef. Like it can't go in my body. It's not a philosophical thing. It's a medical thing. So Chuck or Webb, you said tomahawk steaks. I'm curious, is that like a cut of steak or what is tomahawk steak?
It's
Sounds like the
basically
Chiefs.
the ribeye, right? But it's attached to the rib bone itself, so it has a bone on it. It's like that big. So
Like the brontosaurus
Flintstone.
take
ribs
the
from the
Flintstones. You got
Flintstones.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank
There's
you.
also
I think I actually had a tomahawk steak in Kansas City when I was there one time. So,
Funny, I had one here too.
yeah.
Oh, and now I'm officially very hungry because all I had for dinner was a salad. And Bob's talking
Chuck,
about
you're
tomahawk
doing it
steaks.
wrong.
I apparently am. Yeah.
Tomahawk steak with steakhouse butter. So
oh.
just
Yeah.
to kind of get you to
All right.
salivate a little bit.
As
Sorry,
long
Jeff.
as we're going down this path, describe what steakhouse butter means because I have no idea. For those of you that are like, seriously, Jeff, I also have a dairy allergy.
Yeah.
So Cal, bad on the inside, but I can still wear it. So good on the outside. I guess that means I still win because I can wear leather.
Whipped
Anyhow.
butter with garlic. It's essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. So since you haven't had a steak, you don't know what steak butter is. So.
That's true. So it's butter with garlic mixed in.
It's just a seasoned butter that you put on a steak. So it has fresh parsley and shallot and clove and anchovy paste and Worcestershire and Dijon mustard and little black pepper and some hot sauce if you like.
So it's like a full-on condiment, not just like let me butter your steak, pal.
Well, you don't put it on the steak; you put it on your body, and then never mind.
I'm listening.
Holy cow! Holy cow.
We got a face palm.
Face palm.
We just went from like 25 listeners down to 3.
I'm looking forward to the diagram that I have no doubt you're working on right now.
That'll be on TikTok, yeah.
Excellent.
And on X, so formerly Twitter.
Hey, Marty, serious question though. Did your daughter want you to? I'm very serious. Did your daughter want you to do this because she wanted to be on TikTok, or did she just want to do a cooking show that it would be okay to say put on YouTube?
She wanted me to do it because I'm not a strong proponent of TikTok. It's just not generationally for me. And I think we just kind of said it as a joke because I have been making soups and things like that. I said, I'll do a soup show on TikTok. And she was like, yeah, Dad, you should do that. Then I started saying, well, we started to have a serious conversation about, well, how do I do that? How can I cook and hold the camera at the same time? She goes, oh, no, you set it up on a tripod and you just, and so she's giving me production directions on how to do a TikTok show.
I'm looking forward to subscribing to Chef Marty on TikTok.
Yep.
If only there was a device that you could just wear on your head with a camera.
I didn't think of that, but I just don't want to stick that thing
I'm
over
sure he has
steaming
one.
pots of soup. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's true. Hey, one last PSA before we go. This was a really good article from Lifehacker about 2 different ways to manage your iPhone app subscriptions. And I know we're a little bit early for spring cleaning, but I just thought, it may be, toward the end of the year, we all get a little sloppy and maybe you subscribe to things. And so let's see, this gives you about 10 days, if you're listening to this live, to read the article, go in and check your subscriptions, and don't get renewed for March. So take it for what it's worth. This has been a very spirited discussion, and I really appreciate everyone and respecting the boundaries, but also throwing in good commentary and having intelligent discourse about it. We need more of that. Let's go around the room and find out where folks can connect with you when you're not here, and maybe they'll email you and tell you that they want to hear more politics from you somewhere. I think we'll just keep the same order. So, Dave, that puts you up first. What's the best place to find you?
Great. Thank you, Chuck. You can find me at In Touch with iOS at intouchwithios.com. YouTube channel is youtube.com/intouchwithios. We'll be back on our normal schedule Thursdays, as we were off on Saturday last week. You can find me on social media, which is at Blue Sky and Mastodon at DaveG65. I'm also on the Mac Show on the British Tech Network on Fridays. Thanks.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Eric Bolden, the man with the bird in the background. Thank you so much for being here. Where can folks find you?
Next time I think I'm going to scale that down a little. It just feels heavy. I can be found on Mastodon at EA Bolden at techhub.social or Mondays with Marty on Vision Profiles. Tuesdays here, of course.
Thank you so much, Eric. Dr. Chef Gensius, good to have you here. Thanks so much for being here. Where can folks connect with you?
It's actually Reverend Doctor. I want to let you know.
Reverend Doctor.
Nice.
I'm a confirmed minister. That should really even scare you more.
Oh, my God.
But I can't do services in Pennsylvania because I don't have a church there. That's what they told me when I wanted to marry somebody in Pennsylvania, Chuck. So you have to have a church.
I've got a
Marty,
basement.
I see an opportunity for us to start a cult in Pennsylvania, and we will get filthy rich.
Yeah, that's what religion's all about. You can find me at Gencius, Jencius, at Blue Sky. And then most of the podcasts and the shows that I'm involved with just at thepodtalk.net. Monday nights with Eric on Vision Profiles at 9 p.m. on YouTube Eastern Time. Tuesdays here with Chuck and this marvelous gang that we have. Thursdays with Dave on In Touch with iOS. And you can look up the other shows at thepodtalk.net.
Thank you so much, Marty. And I have a basement. You're welcome to start the cult there, you and Jeff.
Wow.
Oh, this is going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Jeff and me in the basement.
Yes.
Marty, if we plan this right, we're going to get so rich because not only will we have the cult and all the people will be just throwing money at us faster than we can pick it up, but we can sell the rights to the documentary about the rise and ultimate implosion of the cult. So we will actually get paid good money for the story of how it all goes wrong in the end.
Okay.
I love
Boy,
capitalism.
you
That
are
was
really
fast.
delusional.
Marty, this is a critical component of starting a cult. You need the delusion.
This is the first cult with a business plan that I've ever heard.
Oh no, they all got 'em.
Oh, yeah.
You sound like you speak from experience, Webb.
Yeah.
Webb, I advise you to not respond to that question.
Yeah. So the man with the tubes on his chest, Mr. Webb Bixby. Good to have you, Webb. Where can folks find you?
Like I said a couple weeks ago, I'll be at Jim's house. You can find me there. Seriously, at all the socials, I have pretty much the same handle, Webb Bixby, WEBBIXBY. I still stick to, as I'm on here, on Blue Sky, because I just like the name. So.
Great. Thanks so much, Webb. Good to have you.
Thank you.
The man with the plan, Mr. Jeff Gamet. Jeff, we missed you. And if anyone listens to this show, they'll understand why we missed you. Where can folks find you?
Okay, well, first, I realize I've been just talking through the whole show. In my defense, I have really missed all of you so much, and I'm just really happy to get to be here with all of you. You all rock. I guess that's a politically nice way of saying thank you for tolerating me. So as far as where you can find me when I'm not developing the business plan for a cult with Marty, you can find me on the various social medias as Jay Gamet, and I'm active right now on Mastodon and Blue Sky, and I'm getting better at being active on PixelFed. Then for shows, here with you because Chuck, you still won't learn, and you let me keep coming back. So thank you for letting me be part of MacVoices Live. Dave is incredibly tolerant, clearly, because he lets me join in on Thursdays on In Touch with iOS. The British Tech Network, Thursdays for the Big Show, Fridays for the Mac Show. Brent Chaffin and I do the Context Machine. And Patrice, I love how that logo turned out, and I think it's so cool you have a sticker. Let's see, Patrice Brendamore and we do Retro Rewatch, and Webb, I love you, man. You've got the stickers for both ready to go. Chuck, thank you for letting me be here.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Last but not least, Mr. Jim Ray. You're muted, Jim. We missed those words of wisdom.
I was trying to keep a low profile, unlike Jeff. And what I was saying, though, was coming also to your defense, Jeff. This is a talk show. So.
Oh, so I was actually doing the right thing. Thank you, Jim.
If no one talked, then that's dead air, and we could all go home. Anyway, who am I? Yeah, you can reach me at my website, my company website, which is ProVUE.com, PROVUE.com, and right now I'm not really finding any time to be on social media, so don't look for me there. I mean, even on Mastodon, I can't deal with it. But I did want to say, this evening, 40 years ago, I was getting ready to travel to San Francisco because Friday is the 40th anniversary of the first Macworld Expo, where I had a booth.
Wow.
So,
Memories.
it's been 40 years. I found a article in, let's see, what was that in?
Macworld?
The Chronicle about it. And it had a picture of the show floor, and it includes my booth.
That's super cool.
Maybe I'll post it in the Slack, and I recognize at least one of my employees in that picture, maybe a couple others, but one for sure.
Yeah, Jim, please post in the Slack. I'll add it to the show notes because that's a nice little piece of history.
Yeah, maybe I should do a little promotion, have a 40% discount or something for 40 years.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So
whip up a coupon.
Don't find him
those were so fun. I loved going to Macworld. I still miss it. It's been more than 10 years.
I do too.
Yeah, we all do.
And it all started in the basement of Brooks Hall. Anybody else here at that show?
Before my time.
Not that one.
Not that early, no.
Till later.
Yeah.
Jim is OG.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I actually exhibited it at the West Coast Computer Fair in 1977.
Oh,
wow.
That's super cool.
Wow.
I ditched school.
And you're what, 7 years old then? 7, 8? Is that about right?
I was in college. I was in college at Cal Poly Pomona, and I ditched school to go to that. And I came back, and there was not a final, but what do you call it if they have in the middle of the semester?
A midterm.
Midterm. They were like, came back and like, oh, there's a midterm today. I'm like,
oh.
And here you are, a successful software developer all those years later.
Well, part of that's right.
On that note, this is MacVoices Live, Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. The chat room has been really quiet tonight. I just think they probably couldn't believe what they were hearing about half the time, and they're just in stunned silence. But I still will tell you that this is my personal favorite night of the week because we have so much fun here, and I hope you enjoy it too. We'll see you next Tuesday. Until then, thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices, or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you Mac Voices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.